Yeah, don't forget to put your information in the chat room.
Good idea.
Well, we're now at 19 people. So typically what we do is we get started 5 minutes after the hour.
All right.
So Scott, let's go around the room and ask people like a shout out who they would like to meet by vocation.
All right. Would you like to start?
What did you just say?
Would you like to start?
Oh, yeah. Vocation wise, God, financial advisors are always good.
Yes. Hold on.
Miles Ross, is this your first time here?
No, Bob, how you doing? 1 second for a second. 1 second.
I was having a problem with my audio, so I took my headphones off. So,
1 second, Bob. I'll be with you a second.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
I was going to say, Bob, why don't we start with you if you want to mention who you would like to meet?
Oh, wow. That's I'm always interested in meeting financial advisors because they tend to have money. It's a good place, huh?
Yeah, but we don't give it away. We
Yeah.
tell you how to make more.
That's the game, isn't it?
Ideally, yeah.
Well, the other thing I talk about is in this economy, in this world, people are nervous.
Okay.
So, give us somebody that you typically would like to meet by vocation.
All right.
Location,
Yeah.
if it's important. So you can put that
Well,
in.
I'll be happy to jump in. I'm always happy to meet with business advisors, business coaches, CPAs, commercial realtors, independent insurance agents seem to be in sync on prior to listing. Getting business, helping businesses prepare themselves to have a plan, to have a succession strategy, and to prepare all the things they need to do to get ready to go to market. And then working with transactional attorneys and financial advisors, wealth advisors on the backside, maybe tax attorneys as well, to work through the process of helping that
Okay,
business owner sell his business.
so the key is put whatever information you want to put into the chat, and location with you might be necessary. Is that something?
Location for me, and so kind of all over the country, sort of as represented in this group here. Really, I mean, these days,
Okay.
I think referrals can come from anywhere.
Okay. Anybody else want to do a statement?
Sure, I'll jump in. I've just decided to concentrate on manufacturing, U.S. manufacturing companies. So, yeah, I'm looking for owners, principals, upper management of manufacturing companies because I think what I've got will really be helpful for them. And they're having a little problem. A lot of them are having problems with technology. So I can do a done for you thing to solve that issue.
I guess I'll do mine. None of you know me except for Bob, I think, but Jeff Eisenberg, Southern Oaks Mortgage and Southern Oaks Realty. I'm looking for senior placement specialists. I do reverse mortgages as well as the whole gamut of, all the other loans as well, refi, purchase, all that good stuff. But I'm getting my senior real estate specialist designation, which is less than 2% of all realtors have it. So I want to have that so I can help the senior market. I'm good friends with somebody in the Medicare, Medi-Cal area, and I'd like to be able to meet senior placement specialists because they help make decisions for the family with people, whether they should sell their house, whether they should stay in their house, and maybe do a reverse mortgage if they don't have the funds in their financial situation. Depends on how, depends on how that is. So also financial planner. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So
Got it.
I'm just starting out and hoping to launch my business in January. So I think probably maybe the most important thing for me right now to save time would be a business coach, as someone else mentioned.
Good
I
idea.
know my topic, I've had a enclosed classroom when I taught personal finance, but to be a personal finance coach, I need to know the public side of it, I guess, because I don't have a captive audience anymore.
Where were you before, Kathy?
I was teaching personal finance for the last 15 years I was at a school for my last 20 years, but the last 15 I was a personal finance coach. And in my previous life, about 20 or 30 years ago, I passed the Series 6 and 63. So I have the knowledge, although my license lapsed. I want nothing to do with that part of the business financial coaching, but I do have referrals. I will refer out if the people are ready to start investing. But my specific niche I'm starting off in is baby boomer women.
I'd like to meet with you sometime because there's something else I'm working on. I came up with as a concept, and it may give you another market to reach out to bring people in. So I hope we can.
I put my information in the chat, so please
I
reach
may
out.
have
I got my
missed-
email.
I was on a phone call, so I got delayed. So I'm hoping you'll do. I think I have it from before, but so I apologize. But I hope we can reach out and speak at greater length. And Bob, thank you very much for this opportunity because it wouldn't happen if it weren't for you. I know Scott runs the meetings and does an excellent job, but it's called Mycity for a reason. So thank you.
Thanks.
I'll put my information in the chat again for you.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it.
This is a little bit different start, isn't it, Scott?
Yep.
And it's
Yes, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about in my business. I basically am dealing in two arenas. One is the financial side, retirement planning, which also covers insurance. But the other side is in business owners and independent business people. I've got lots of programs, including the self-employment tax credit program, which I've launched this week. So I wanted to share some information about that. So hopefully we can get to that later. I'll put the information in the chat, but if you were self-employed during 2021, you may be eligible for up to $32,000 in reimbursements from the federal government. It's similar to the ERC program, but it's for people who filed 1099s. So I'll post that info with a link, and I want to encourage meeting one-on-one with people. And also I'm looking for referral partners who, if you know large groups of people that are 1099s, such as real estate, truck drivers, we can work out a share opportunity that would be financially beneficial to all of us. So I'm going to put the links in the chat, and I think it's time to go back to putting the timer on, but I welcome anybody who else would like to start.
No, I just want to say, Scott,
who they want to meet.
Scott, I just want to say that.
How about Jim Macy?
You can't hear. Moshe, you can't hear you.
Obviously not. Okay.
No, I'm here. Yeah, I would like to meet. Well, let me do it this way. I look at hypnosis as a first line intervention for both physical and mental dis-ease. So I'm looking for referrals from anybody that is uncomfortable, either physically or mentally. And I can help people with physical ailments just as much as I can help with phobias, fears, and particularly stress. So
and that's particularly true these days, isn't it?
These days it's incredible. Bob, you opened up the door to that little patch of space in my mind to work with people with stress. And I think you know, I could have a line all the way from here to you, if I had the space and the time
I love
and
it.
the energy. But yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Jim. Let's next go to Corey Northington. Corey, who do you want to meet?
Oh wow, so many people. Well, definitely business owners and everything. So me, as far as most of y'all know, I'm an independent associate of Legal and ID Shield. So some of my ideal referral and power partners are like independent insurance agents and brokers, like real estate, notaries, some service providers. So I work for startups to well-established companies. So don't have no territorial restrictions. So can do all 50 states and also the provinces in Canada through my legal shield service. So basically, business owners that need the advice of an attorney and also might need documents and contracts reviewed, or have a business owner or a person that owes their business money. So we can help on all different types of levels as well. So with that, and also on the personal side, if you're trying to get your will done or if you're trying to protect your identity. So during this Q4, we all got things that we got to be worried about because the holiday season, we're going to be purchasing more and what through both online and in person. So just be wise in where you spend and also who you share your information with too.
All right, great. Thanks, Corey.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome back, Daryl Seeker. Morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, sorry, I was away doing some re-niching. So now I focus predominantly on women in tech, female leaders in tech. I'm helping them to build high-performing teams without burning out. So anybody who knows any women in tech, super cool. Done.
Yeah.
So, is there a location preference for those people, Daryl?
No, location agnostic, because predominantly online.
Are you over in?
Where am I? Currently in Estonia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come visit.
Great
Yeah,
country.
days are starting to get short there now, huh?
Yep. It's very dope.
Sounds like a cool place, though. Looking forward to going there one day. All righty. Next up, we're going to talk with John Grace.
Well,
Hey,
good
John.
morning, everybody. Go Dodgers. And I'm getting ready to get on a bus to Phoenix. My wife has sent me on a bus with a bunch of people I do not know, and we're going to be knocking on doors. Anybody want to join me? It's only an 8.5 hour drive. Come on down. We'll celebrate Dodgers and we'll celebrate the election. I'm John Grace, founder, president, Investors Advantage, and good to see everybody here. Good to be back with you, Bob. I sent a couple of things in that kind of explains what we do. You were talking about the conversation about artificial intelligence. I've got good news for you. Everybody's trying to figure out what it is. How about owning the infrastructure under AI that has to run 24/7, 365? It's through Blackstone. That's just the largest alternative investment manager in the world. There's a link. You can take a look at it. Call me. We can kick the tires. Also taking a position in student housing. Good client, rocket scientist. He and his wife have property in near USC. She's a broker. They tell me that USC has 8,000 rental units with 40,000 people on the waiting list. So how about owning a position in student housing? Get rid of the residential housing. Our research team says it's going to crash and burn and worse than it did in 08. So there's some things that we can do to keep things going no matter who's in the White House, how things turn upside down, to keep people from leaving their money on the Titanic. Who do I like to work with? Millennials. Vanguard, we have a study that shows when millennials work with agile investment advisors, the difference to their bottom line is net 3% per year over a 20-25-year period. That makes a difference of over $1.2 million to their bottom line by working with an agile investment advisor as opposed to a static one or do it themselves. For baby boomers, listen, you went through what? Two 50% losses in the same decade, 2002, 08, 09. Good news is you were making contributions to your accounts. Now, let's suppose you're retired and you go through one, maybe two 50% losses, then you're taking money from traditional retirement accounts, which guess what? You have to increase your withdrawals every year, no matter what. let's make it clear. Let's not insult people by telling you have to live with your losses. That's what my peers do. Let's show you how to limit your losses. Our clients held up better in 08. Again, in 2022, we're ready for the future, no matter how the markets turn. Thank you.
Good to see you again, John.
My pleasure, my friend.
And John, I trust you put your contact info in the chat.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll have to get together. Have a good time in Arizona.
Thank you. I hope I come back alive to tell the story.
Yeah. And someone who's back from Arizona is our good friend Debbie Horace. Hey, Debbie.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, isn't it? He's there and I'm coming. I came back. Anyways, I'm Debbie, your certified holistic health coach. And as I said last week, health is wealth. And you know, it's really important to have a strong immune system because of everything going on. And you know, 7% of your gut is your immune system. So you have to have a healthy gut. So I have solutions for both. Just ask me how, and I can get you going to be on the road of being healthier. Also, my podcast this week was with the Advanced Energy Master, where we talked about aligning your energy with your pets to help heal them. Next week is coming completely different. I have Chris Epting, an author, and also Candy May, where we're going to be talking about treasure family memoirs, because that will uplift everyone's soul and mental, and mentality as well. So watch my show, Debbie Changes Lives. If you have any questions, contact me.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Cheryl McBride, tell us who you'd like to meet. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning. Good morning. We're on baby watch. Sorry. So I'm distracted. However, people I want to meet are definitely work with those financial advisors and educators. So, you know what? I've been attracting mortgage and real estate and all kinds of people. So anybody that's working with money or wants to teach people about money, I would like to talk to them. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I hear that money makes the world go round. So, and we've got a professional coach, Carlos Garcia. Good morning, sir.
My turn. Good to see you all again. Thank you. Yes, Carlos Garcia speaking to you from Calabasas, California. As an executive coach, I'm eager to meet very senior executives in need of executive coaching, typically for career transition. It doesn't necessarily mean unemployed. It can mean they might be feeling stuck in their current position. I use ICF certified methods to support their self-reflection. I tap into my 65 years on this planet, 40 years working in supply chain, 20 of which were in senior executive search. I was at Korn Ferry and at Heidrick & Struggles. At Heidrick, I led the Los Angeles office and the supply chain practice. So that's why I would like to meet very senior executives, and their need would typically have to do with some sort of career transition. Thank you.
Fantastic. Good morning, Marcia. Who do you want to meet?
Good morning. My ideal referral partner right now would be either a mediator or divorce attorney, somebody who's involved in the divorce settlement team. And I am a divorce mortgage planner. I have my master's degree in clinical psychology. I've worked in the helping profession, have worked with people from all walks of life. First full-time job was as a social worker. I've worked in the entertainment industry and have been in the mortgage business now since 2017. But I do have to say something. Excuse me, we're not going to see the crash that we saw, what happened prior in 2008. There's too many regulations involved now to prevent something like that. I mean, the interest rates have been a little bit higher lately, even with the feds lowering their rates. So, but we're not going to ever get to a point with the complete devastation of what we saw. There's too many things set in place. So I just had to say that. Thank you.
And it's always great to hear optimism. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And let's turn now next to Miles Ross. Good morning, Miles.
Good morning. Good to see you all. And shout out to Roy and Linda. Had a pleasure meeting them on 101. Thanks, Bob, again for the invite. I'm Miles Ross with Ross Enterprises and REI Business Advisors. I am a business broker, business advisor, and an accountant. My ideal referral partners are usually other CPAs or accountants, attorneys. My ideal client is usually a privately owned business doing $1 million or more in revenue with 200 to 250 in earnings. Pleasure to be here.
And where are you located, Miles?
Southern California, Lake Elsinore, to be exact.
Okay, perfect. All right, great to have you here. And I did mention the trucking industry. We got a specialist in Thomas Paloon. Good morning, Thomas.
Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm a freight broker. Ideal clients is anybody that work in the shipping, logistics, manufacturing, warehousing, directors or operation management. Been doing it for started my company 8 years ago, but been doing logistics for almost 16 years now. I'm up here in Northern California. So I'm originally from West Africa. My parents down in LA, so I'm a Dodgers fan. So I'm happy they won because I'm tired of San Francisco people winning all the time. So and I also have two senior care homes out here in Northern California. Senior placement homes out here. So yeah, mainly most of my time is just outreaching to small businesses, medium businesses, operation management for any warehouse or logistical needs, shipping all around the 50 states. So thank you guys.
All right. It's great to have you here, Thomas. We appreciate you coming back each week.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. And also, it's always nice to see Galit Bernstein. Hey, Galit.
Hi everyone, I'm still in the market. I've been going to a conference last week, couldn't attend with you, with Leap Academy, in case you heard about it. I was getting some energy, seeing people physically during that 2 days conference, helping to leap a career of job seekers and also helping people to become entrepreneurs. I'm seeking, as some of you know, I'm seeking a CFO, a finance executive roles, preferring mid-sized companies. I'm also open for to help business owners to evaluate their business when they're interested to sell. And in the interim, I'm open for fractional or interim job opportunities. Interviewing with 2 companies today. Please wish me luck. It's already the second interview. Thank you.
All right. Good luck with those interviews.
Thanks.
Next up, Eileen Dawson. Hello. Oh, looks like you're on a call. So we'll come back to you, Eileen. Let's talk to Linda Blair.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm looking for business owners who are frustrated with trying to manage all their day-to-day operations or are not happy with their internet presence, including their social media or website. Also, maybe new business owners who need direction and coaching with this too, and getting organized and getting out there on the internet. Or maybe you might hear somebody say, I need help with social media, or I need a modern website, or a virtual assistant. My platform helps with all this, with coaching and training as well. So it's kind of like a virtual assistant. It's an AI CRM business operational marketing tool that helps with all your technology. So that's kind of like the people that I would be good referrals for me.
Fantastic. And we know Thrive is it's a great platform. So. Okay, next up, good morning to Nell.
Good
Who do
morning,
you want to meet?
everyone. Yes. Oh, I'd love to meet in conjunction with Roy, owners and CEOs of manufacturing companies. And there's several here in Southern California. If anyone has worked with one or two and still have connections in those industries like packaging, parts, auto parts, jet parts, rocket parts. Pretty exciting stuff for me, and would love to have an introduction. And Carlos, I'd love to meet with you. So with your background, I think it'd be a great, yeah, it'd be a great collaboration that we could build. Thank you.
All right. Great to have you here, Nell.
Thank you.
And I'd like to hear who Betty Withrow would like to meet.
Okay, I
Let's
would
name
like to,
person.
thank you, Scott. I would like to meet anyone who needs assistance with their writing in any form. I'm currently looking through several different manuscripts that people have sent to me, for editing, and I'm also ghostwriting and coaching for authors. So if you have a message that you want to get out to the world and you want some support to make that happen, I will be very happy to work with you in my skills and also refer you to people I know who have mad skills who can make your dream happen. I'm all about communication. So business owners and anyone who has a powerful message, it doesn't have to be a full-blown book either. It can be an ebook or an email series or anything like that. I'm very happy to be of support. I love this group. I want to shout out to Debbie for sending me somebody who was an absolute delight, and we knocked out her book outline, and she's on her merry way. So yeah, thank you.
All right.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Betty. It's kind of interesting. Yesterday, I met a client that I referred to her who was looking, who wrote a book in Farsi, he's Iranian, who wrote a book in Farsi language, poetry and philosophy, but the depth of the Farsi language is apparently very, very difficult to capture in English. And Betty made a referral to a specialist who actually can do that, and they've been working together. And I had the opportunity yesterday actually to read several chapters of this beautiful, I mean, the depth of the emotions that the translator was able to capture, really amazing. But thank you very much. And I know he extends his thanks and appreciation to you, Betty.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I actually had a lunch recently with the lady who referred me to the lady that I referred to you. And
The
she's
unusual
talking
deal.
about how
Yeah.
the situation in the Middle East is directly affecting her personal and family life. And there's quite a lot going on. I'm really glad to hear that some deep thought and art is coming through during all that. Thanks for that, Phil. I really appreciate it.
You
I'll
bet.
pass it to Shirley. Yeah, that's great. She'll want
Love
to
it.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had some outstanding connections made within members of the group and also expanding outside. So, your group becomes my group and their group, and it's a wonderful thing. Appreciate it. Let's say hello to Hale and find out who she's looking to meet. Good morning.
Good day. I'm coming on camera. I'm having some internet issues here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, my name is pronounced like Hale, hallelujah. I'm all about having fun, enjoying your passion, and doing that one thing that is stopping you to do that. Because that's where the health span coaching that I do rise from that. Yes, I was bedridden. I was in a domestic violence, created my king, my rock. I was in a corporation trying to financially survive. It was not my passion. But today I stand here at 55, absolutely on nomads and 2 times bestseller. I'm here for you to be that accountability, to be that support, to make it easy and simple for whatever that one thing is that brings you to passion. Because when we're living our passion, everything else will flow to you effortlessly, getting out of our head and doing what we are meant to do. That's what I learned. Because when I was bedridden, I was out of time.
Finish your statement. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So that was the last one. When I was bedridden, what got me out. I was athletic, I was fit, I had it all going, and I was positive and everything. But the subconscious traps everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
All right, let's say good afternoon to Patrick O'Flynn. Patrick, who do you want to meet?
Who do I want to meet? I want to meet entrepreneurs. I want to meet people who are very health conscious. And I want to meet people who have a vision of the future for themselves. But this is rooted, this week, Scott, I wasn't dreaming about you at all. Now, I know how sensitive you are, but I think the reason for this is we had bad weather here in the west of Ireland, horizontal rain. You go and turn on YouTube and you see all that stuff on there, which is very distracting. But then you begin to realize and become more aware that our lives moves in the direction of our predominant thoughts. And it takes a lot of control, mental strength to maintain control. I'm a very visual person, so imagine you're in a boat and you've got your hand on the rudder and the wind comes and you end up maybe where you don't want to be. And so this once we become conscious of this, for instance, our bodies are quite different because every second of every day our cells are passing tremendous amounts of information throughout the body, and any breakdown in that signaling and communication, we cannot be fully healthy. For example, we receive a signal when we are feeling hungry or thirsty or cold or tired or fed up, or we need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the day. The one I like most is in the middle of the night. So this is a new science, and you deserve to know about it. What you do with the information is up to you, but you might know somebody who deserves to know. My details are in the chat. Love to connect with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Patrick. Anybody who mentions horizontal rain is definitely a visual person, so I think that's cool. I hope everything is okay.
It is. We're doing better than Spain anyway, But anyway.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's say hello and find out who Alicia Beccarelli wants to meet. There you are.
Hello. I'm Alicia. I own two small businesses. One is a bookkeeping company, and then the other one is a small business solutions with CRM automations. So basically, I help small businesses under $4 million a year maintain, save money and save time. Morningstar Bookkeeping is basically a small business bookkeeping company that focuses on service-related industries, and I help them with instead of giving just your basic reports, I give a set of 7 reports, and I video our calls and upload them to a secure portal so that you can refer back to them. And I also build CRMs and do full integrations with bookkeeping software so that every part of your business is integrated so that you're saving a ton of time instead of just wasting it doing all the back end work. You can actually get back to doing what you love, which is hopefully running your business.
Alicia, could I ask a question? How do you decide? You have to help me out here. How do you decide a small business is 4 million?
I am actually using. Okay. I am using the. I know, right? I'm using the definition that basically the U.S. gives, or the Small Business Association. But really, when I say small business, if you come at me with 1,500 employees, and you're like, oh, but I only make $150,000 a year, I'm gonna look at you and be like, okay, well, you're not a small business, but you're also not a very good one. So let's figure that out.
Whoa.
So it's kind of like that. That's like our definition of it. But I would gladly go outside that because I know so many business owners that make over 4 million a year. And I'm like, well, you're just one person. You're clearly a small business because inventory. And I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. But I do have bookkeepers that I will gladly send them
Power
to.
of referrals. Great,
Yep.
thank you so much.
No problem.
And next up, we're going to talk with Tiffany Kohansky. Tiffany? Who do you want to meet?
I am a one-stop shop digital marketing agency. I use my skills in writing, editing, social media, graphic design, website design, audio and video production to help clients enhance their print and online presence. Any referrals for me, any would be small business owners, individuals, not-for-profit organizations, anybody who would like to increase their print and online presence.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty big opportunity. So share that contact info, folks, and schedule those one-on-ones. So we are going to come back to two folks, Eileen and then Moshe. So Eileen Dawson, who do you want to meet?
Hi there. Sorry for before. I'm on Zoom
right.
on my phone and I don't know it as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So who I'm looking to meet would be either individuals, families that need help with managing debt, particularly credit cards. And then the other arm that I've had more with, and I can't wait to talk to Kathy Curvis, is teaching personal finance for high school kids, parents, and also for freshmen and sophomore in college, so the college kids. So thanks for having me.
All right. That was nice and sweet, short. Moshe, who do you want to meet?
First of all, I want you to discuss further about what you talked about earlier. So that's number one. Number two, for me, would be, excuse me, for people who are in the spa industry, because we think our system could be another amenity they offer to the public, either as an individual aspect or as part of a package when you have the spa packages. So that would be one. The other would be D1 colleges. And the reason for D1 colleges is because we're able to accelerate sports recovery by helping people feel better sooner. They're able to recover sooner from hard practices, as well as game day. So those would be the two big ones. The other area would be people who are involved with grant writing for research. We are looking to research in a couple of areas. Among others is we've had success anecdotally with kids with ADD, ADHD, and OCD. And in the future, I have a contact now, but it looks like I'll be able to do some research with the veterans on PTSD, which we've also had some success with. So thank you for the time.
All righty. So at the beginning of the meeting, a few people spoke up, but I'm not sure they actually got the same opportunity to talk about their business in addition to who they wanted to meet. So if any of you folks would like to just speak up again, Jeff, Phil, John. Well, we heard a lot from John, but you got your hand up?
Let me say real quickly, I'm the only financial advisor I know who pays for independent research. And we declared back in 06, real estate could drop 30 to 40. It did. So when we say the Fed's going to do everything it can, there's two things people are not keeping their eye on the ball. One is the average age of death in America keeps dropping. It's at 76.4. Number two, most Americans sell their houses at 78. Bill Clinton and Donald John Trump, my fellow Gemini, turned 78 this year. Here comes 76 million people behind them going through that 1-2 punch, dying and getting out of their houses. It's unprecedented.
Well, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so John, I have a question for you. So I mean, this mortgage lock that you have right now, where you've got so many people that have financed into very low interest rates, and you've got this impasse in the market right now, which is going to give first? That aid, the give way to the baby boom generation and age and sales, or how are people going to overcome this lock in the market with with all these low interest rates?
Let's understand we're coming out of our houses, either under our own power or on a stretcher, okay? As I say, nobody's keeping an eye on the average age of death. The average age in other countries after COVID, we all started declining. Only the US kept going south. UK, Canada, Japan, all north of 80. So, and let's understand something. Homeowners are delighted in the Midwest that home prices tripled over the last 20 years or so. The coast quadrupled over the last 20 years or so. what people do not recognize is that average household income has only gone up 1.6 times. Now, do you think that's sustainable? Prices have tripled, if not quadrupled. Income has not doubled. It's changing right before your very eyes. And by the way, let me land on this. We all want to believe there's shortages. That's what the news tells us. Most of us don't know there are 16 million vacant homes in America. The top leading states happen to be, most people think it's New York. No, it's Florida at 1.7 million vacant homes and apartments, and California at 1.2 million vacant homes and apartments. This is going on in Japan right now with 11 million vacant homes. Nomura Securities submits that in the next 10 years, that number will double. It's a whole new ball game, my friends. It's not about interest rates anymore.
Wait a minute, there's something I've got to push back on. The average age in the United States is dropping. I won't dispute that with you, but what's not being included is the fact that so much of it is due to the fentanyl deaths. They're occurring for people that are much younger, and that's bringing the average age down. So, God willing, if we can, that's something that could be solved. That could then change the age scale back up. I just had to make that point clear.
But hold on a minute here. We're not replicating ourselves. You're right. That's part of the problem we're having. Nobody else is having it. And that's an inside job, by the way. People are replicating themselves is India. We're following Japan.
There's no question. And Europe's not replicating themselves either.
Nope. Nobody other than India. No other country.
So John, this begs the question, why are we dying so young, and why are we so sick?
There's a host of answers to that question. I don't have the whole list. Certainly the drugs, we drive too fast. We have terrible car accidents. We drink too much. Americans are great at getting heavier and heavier and heavier and sicker and sicker and sicker. I mean, last week I went to 2 funerals. I've never done that before, not just in the same week. I mean, one on Monday and one on Tuesday. This is the twilight zone we never imagined, and you can see it right in front of our faces. It's ordinary nature. It's what's happening. What do they say? Father Time and Mother Nature hold the real trump cards.
Yeah, so traditionally people worked very hard and they saved some money, quite rightly so, and then they retired, and then they spent all their savings on trying to get well. So it's our mindset and our thinking that it's not helping us.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that's why I'm saying this isn't supposed to be bad news. It's supposed to, my favorite prayer is, God help me to see it as it is. God help me to see it better than it is. God inspire me to act. But first we have to see what is. And let's just understand, the NAR and the NRA, as far as I'm concerned, have more in common than just their initials. Everybody's up to something. Everybody wants to get over on each other. Everybody wants to throw each other under the bus for whatever reason. As long as I get rich, what do I care about you? Okay, we've lost touch of being human, like I think we used to be, and I thought we were moving in that direction. But yeah, a lot of things are changing right before our very eyes.
I'm not like that.
I'm not like that.
I don't want to throw you under the bus.
Yeah, heart disease, Patrick, is the most common cause of death in America.
And cancer, number 2.
Yes.
Heart disease,
and car
cancer,
accidents,
and unintentional injuries.
Let me tell you something.
I wrote an article about how to navigate the toxic world, which is both physical and emotional. So there's some things to look at with what we're eating, and as well as the synthetic chemicals that we're getting. And the United States is probably one of the most, nobody in the Europe nations wants our food products. So
who knew Cheerios had pesticides on it? Who knew? Who knew? We all ate Cheerios. We all put our kids Cheerios.
They spray it on it so they can compact it in the silos. That's why.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
have a nice life. Bye
bye. Come to Ireland for some decent food.
Good food and good beer. Great beer. The best beer in the world. Now I understand why you can spend all day in the pub. Where else is there to go? The beer is great and it's warm.
You're out of date. Hey, you're out.
Let's go.
Hey, Patrick, I tried to move to Scotland, but they didn't want to let me in.
Yeah. Well, they might have let you in, if you spoke nicely.
Patrick will hook you up.
Let me tell you a story. My dad was the was died of COVID and cancer. The mix of COVID and cancer is very dangerous, and I believe there are many like that, because if in the past we had the chemo that helped this disease, but as long as this man got COVID while he was in the hospital, all of his immune system went away. So the COVID is still a factor in the death, and people are not talking about it. But it's something that we thought that we found a solution, but it's not for people like that are of cancer or whatever it is that their immune system is down.
I want to change the subject real quick. Ed Cincinnati, who people know come here does traveling, is literally traveling right now. He called me right before the meeting because the plane was gliding on their way to the Philippines. In fact, yesterday he took his best friend, his new dog, over to the pet place. It's called Noah's Ark. So, so he'll be back in about he'll be missing the next 2 meetings.
Great sense of humor.
What I like about a dog is they're always pleased to see you and they never argue with you.
They don't have to argue. They just don't do what you ask at times.
They don't necessarily come when you call them.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I love this conversation, John. You touched on some very like hot button topics. I do want to return to that, but we're also going to give Burke Franklin just a moment to tell us who he would like to meet. Good morning, Burke.
Good morning, all. I've been meeting some people who do SBA loans because they all need a business plan. It's a simple thing, and for them, they got to get the SBA loan in to add to the package because they can't process the loan without it. And that seems to be the real big stopper. So I've got the business plan for that. And it's not just some AI generated thing that doesn't do you any good. It's got to be something where you actually learn something about your business and be able to explain it to investors later on, which is really the critical part. Investors bet on the jockey, not the horse. They're betting on you. And they need to be convinced that you're going to get back on the horse after you fall off 100 times. So, Biz Plan Builder, Business Power Tools, got all these things to help you do the stuff for your business that you usually just don't want to do. But this doesn't get any simpler than this. So take a look at Business Power Tools. You can put together a plan, put whatever you need for financing, your policies, your procedures, all this stuff. And anyway, give me a holler and I'll give you a tour through it. Some of you have already seen it. So anyway, businesspowertools.com.
Before we go further, I don't want to get in trouble with Mycity Human Resources, but you look like you lost some weight.
Who, I did?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't eat Cheerios.
Okay.
Burke, I
haven't a cereal or had a soft drink in 30 years.
You got the pesticides, and then we put all the sugar and all the salt on all our food. I wonder why we look the way we do. Hello, does anybody know?
No, I haven't.
That's why I don't eat that stuff.
I haven't been here in 3 weeks. That's why I thought I haven't seen it. I thought you lost some weight since I last saw
I
you.
lost 20 pounds this year.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I lost about 8, so that's good. It's good stuff. We should rename this group the Mycity Comedy Club.
I can't take that kind of pressure.
Burke, on this on the comment on the SBA, I'm working with banks and lenders on SBA 7A loans, that sort of thing, all the time, virtually every day. Every lender has their own criteria, right, as to what information they have their loan applicant, or they've got the list of things that they want to see different. But at its essence, do you have something there that for individual owner operators that want to prepare and get ready? Have you sort of formatted that into like a data room, or like your form, or the information that the clients there, the seller, would be pulling together? Is that in a data room format, or is prepared so that it's going to be user friendly for the lenders?
Well, they can always print it out right off the dashboard, but yeah, you could go in the dashboard and they could read it right there. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Ideally, you would walk them through. You could be on the screen right here. And I've done this with clients myself, where we had their CFO, their CEO, the 2 investors, another consultant, me, and I was the guide through the financial model, showing them, where the numbers were they're looking for. Because what they needed to be able to do is show how you built those numbers. How did you get here from there? And people will say stupid things like, well, it's $100 billion market. If we just got 1%, we'd be $100 million company. Well, nobody buys that. Yeah, but it sounds cool, and or we're going to do $1 million in our first year. And how do you even arrive at these numbers? And so what you've got to do is show some incredible way of how you built that number and how you got here from there. And that's really the key ingredient that makes all the difference in the world. And it's easy, but I make it easy to do. I needed it for myself because I couldn't do the math in my head, or come up with some BS answer like that. I wanted to see exactly how to get here from there. And so that's why it's the way it is, and it just works.
So, Burke, if I came to you for a loan, would you look at my health numbers? If I was overweight and I smoked and I was a party boy or whatever, would that be evaluated as a bad risk?
Well, if you took out a life insurance policy and named me as beneficiary to cover the loan, that kind of covers.
Come on, listen, that's a side. That's no, but I'm saying, is this
Forget about that. I've been in the room where the investors will ask the entrepreneur pitching, what happens if you get hit by a bus? Which is a polite way of saying, well, what if you got hit by a bus? And so, the right answer is, well, look around. I got a team. So I've got a team to fill in for me. 2, I've got key person insurance that'll pay for a recruiter or, whatever, or give you your money back. But these people just stood there like, I never thought about that. Well, you better think about that because that kind of stuff happens, And so it's all, you've got to just think it through. And most people, they just haven't thought it through. And that's why the investors, they know more about your industry than you do because they've invested in a dozen companies in whatever industry you're in. And they know what goes wrong. They want to know if you know what goes wrong and what you're going to do about it. And are you smart enough to be ahead of it? And are you really thinking it through?
Great answer. Thank you.
Hey, Phil, do you use the IBBA's data room?
Yeah, I'm actually a strong supporter for the California Association of Business Brokers, and by virtue also a member with IBBA. But both great organizations, great resources, and I use them both.
Were you at the conference this year?
Well, we just had the annual conference for CAB in Newport Beach, and I was there.
I was there.
Well, I don't know. We should have bumped into each other. So
okay.
They said, by the way, they circulated a lot of photos of that event online.
I saw that.
CAB,
I'll look for you in the photo. Sorry, folks.
There you go. Me too. I'll do as well. Thank you.
By the way, let me answer part of Patrick's question in a different way. When it comes to mortgages, they don't look at people the way you asked about businesses. So I just want you to know that it's not done that way for mortgages at all.
Well, they look at the house or the building they're going to repossess.
No, we're talking about the people, and if we're talking. His question was the shape of the people, if they're overweight, things like that. The risks of the loan, and I'm saying in commercial business, there's more of that type of scrutiny than there is in residential.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that we're on the precipice of massive change in a lot of our systems because people, like John's pointed out, the negative consequences of the way we've been living, and people like Debbie are seeing that, and Halle seeing the health consequences of all the chemicals and additives that they put in our food and helping to make people obese. And then social media, all the disinformation. I think we're like in first grade right now, and I'm hoping that once we get through this election cycle, that things will start turning into a more robust, like spiritual and artistic renaissance, and with technology leading the way in improving people's lives, so that it won't matter if you're in Ireland or California or Louisiana. It's all going to be, I hate to say kumbaya, but I mean, the peaceful world is definitely a possibility. You just have to stop having these selfish interests that are destructive. And I think if we had more people like we have in this group in the world, that, the world would definitely be a better place. So I want to, just from the bottom of my heart, thank all of you for being part of this group.
Thank you for hosting us, Scott. You're brilliant at it, and your heart is the expansion that you just expressed. May it be so.
Here, here, here,
By the way,
here.
talking about generational situation. When I was a kid, I couldn't eat Fruit Loops because I have fruit in it. I have allergies to citrus fruits and things like that. I didn't know for the last 25, 30 years I could have had it because they use artificial stuff.
There's no fruit in Fruit Loops. What's wrong with you?
No, there was when I was a kid. They used to use fruits.
F-R-O-O-T. What is that? That's your first clue.
Oh, God.
Now it's bioengineered or GMO. I don't even know what they call it now. They can't even call it high fructose corn syrup either.
No, but when I was a kid, they used to use real fruit syrup in it to make for the sweetener.
Well, that's
Whereas
the problem is the high fructose syrup. That's what you're
I know,
talking
no, no. Well, yeah. There's no question that the corn industry has a stranglehold because otherwise we wouldn't have so much fructose. Doesn't that come from the corn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
we could cut out
Oh.
half of our problems by adopting the European standards in how we are allowed to market food products in this country. And it's all corporate greed is the reason why you can get the same box of cereal in Europe that will have like half as many ingredients.
Well,
Be
does
the same
anybody
price
read?
or less?
When did we learn to read labels? All these words, you have no idea what they mean. You have no idea what the food is made of. And they tell you it's good for you. We go, okay, suck it up, right?
Yeah.
Now we have to read the label. We have to study the labels. Sugar, salt, who cares? Oh, wait a minute. Salt is bleached. That's why it's so pure and white.
But also food labels are not complete. The FDA doesn't mandate the food labels to be complete. A lot of companies actually give you 100% of what is in their products, but a lot of people, companies are not, it's not even 90%.
And then our doctors, get a commission when they give us a list of prescriptions. And we're the only country in the world where every other freaking commercial is a directive to you to go to the doctor with your list of the prescriptions you want him to provide you so he can make more money. Is this crazy or what?
Prescriptions don't have as much calories.
Oh, there we go.
We're back on health again.
The drug may call
I have one
blindness,
word. I have one
itching.
word for everyone. Agency. Take control of your life.
You guys got to watch my episode coming up in January.
Yes,
with Dr.
yes.
Randy Shannon. We're going to be covering a lot of this stuff.
So
Scott,
did we
here.
stimulate something here? I mean,
Apparently,
something I
yeah.
said at the very, very beginning of this is tell us who you want to meet by vocation and location, if that makes a difference. Well, it fed a lot of ideas back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, go ahead.
I didn't verbally say this in my commercial, but I do want to reach human resources directors as well as business coaches. The reason being is I want to share my knowledge with companies.
And look, there's a book here that is
there's a lot of
so
law.
interesting.
Wheat Belly, yeah, I have that book.
Yeah, you have that book. Well, you will see there that when they changed the variety of wheat in order for it to produce more bushels per acre or per hectare, but it wasn't friendly to our digestive system, and everything changed. I mean, if you look back at pictures of family years ago, there were very few people overweight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but we don't even have the digestive enzyme to digest ancient wheat in the first place. So anyways, this book is called Why America Was Sick. It was written many years ago, but it's still valid for today.
Thank you.
There are two things I want to add. First of all, Patrick talked about the fact that people weren't overweight. They're also much more active than they are now. If you look look, I used to check out as part of the supervision, the kitchen at a nursing home. And you could, in the past, when you made things, you beat the eggs yourself, you did all that stuff. Now they're using machines. Now, I'm not criticizing them for it, but the fact is that your physical labor to do your job has diminished marketably, which is part of it. But by the way, people were talking about France and so forth earlier. God bless. I have no issue with it. Let us all be able to drink like the French, too.
And then we tell our parents, oh, just relax, just sit down, relax, sit on your ass 10 hours a day. What did we just learn? Sitting is the new smoking? Who knew
It is
that?
new smoking because too many people were doing it during COVID. Yeah, you just need to move your body. Your body is circulating your lymph, it's circulating your blood, it's circulating your energy. And, that's what chi is all about. So get out there and move and walk at least, okay?
You want
I'm
an
not a marathon runner, but it doesn't mean everyone has to do what I do.
You want an interesting statistic? I just looked up human resources in the United States, and with a title of president or vice president, 3 million people come up. That's a few people, isn't it? Now, how do you reach them?
How do you reach them to get the word out? And that's what I would like to do.
Yep, you bet.
Are they all taking cereals in the morning?
Taking what?
All eating cereal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Who knows? But that's what I'm going to educate people on.
Patrick, when I went to Ireland, where they served me breakfast, and I saw how yellow, kind of orange the egg yolks were, I thought there was something wrong with the eggs. Then I realized there was something wrong with the eggs I've been eating, which were like pale yellow. They were delicious.
Yes.
I'm going to send you
Irish
over some.
breakfast.
I'm going to send you over.
And when I came back from Australia, I was so motivated because I knew our eggs were not that great. And I took pictures, and I actually read an article on US versus Australian eggs. And of course, Australian eggs won.
Yep, not surprised.
So,
All right, well, thank you all for attending. Great way to start a new month. 2 months left in the year. John Grace, was definitely a delight having you join us, sir. So hope to have you back.
Hey, Scott, let me just give you some good news. This is real good news, and it comes from The Economist. So that means it's not baked in the R club or the D club. It's not even part of the USA. But this is the cover of The Economist just a week ago. We used this in our webinar just last weekend. We were talking about the election and about what we can learn from history. But here's the summary. This is the cover of The Economist. It has the envy of the world on the cover of The Economist. And they summarize by saying the American economy has left other countries in the dust. American productivity still leads the world. For richer and poorer is higher inequality. The price America pays for faster growth is higher inequality. That's a damn good question. The shale revolution helped America's economy great, make America's economy great. Why the American stock market reigns supreme, and it does, okay, relative to every other stock market in the world. The China's yuan is nowhere close to displacing the greenback. Please share that with your friends, because a lot of people imagine, oh, that's just what they're just going to kick us butt. They're going to take away the dollar. No, they're not. Everything they buy is in what? US dollars. Thank you, Jesus. And that's why your gas prices are less expensive here than any place else. Looking ahead, what can stop the American economy now? And the American economy source, well, that's the sources and acknowledgments, but the envy of the world is a summary of the cover on The Economist right now, again, out of the UK. I think that's a pretty good source.
Angela, let's connect, okay?
Guys, I've got an offer for you. I've been listening to this conversation, and I've heard a lot of people are very stressed out in this conversation. So I'm going to offer each one of you a free 30-minute hypnosis session for stress reduction.
Nice.
Wow.
All you have to do is my stuff is in the chats, but call me 559-344-5004. I'll offer each one of you 30 minutes of stress reduction.
Thanks, Jim. Nice
And
talking.
you know what?
Thanks, Jim.
I come up with that offer because stress does help you have your body run more. Reducing it helps you have your body run more efficiently. So
Hey.
I have other ways of reducing stress. That's not
I'm going to meet Jim's offer. You want to see how to plan your financial success at no cost, at least as a strategy session? Give me a call.
What a great
I love it.
And if you guys want to learn more about alternative health, contact me as well, because there's different avenues that you can go down.
And if you're self-employed in 2021, click on the link, see how much money you can get back. Doesn't cost anything to find out.
Thank you, Scott.
You deserve to know.
You guys have a good weekend.
Yes, thank you.
Every Friday's a good Friday, my friends. Happy Good Friday, each and every one of you. Let me go jump on the bus.
Thanks,
Hopefully I'll be able to
everybody.
tell you the story when I come back.
Oh, you will be. Don't worry.
Thank you, Debbie.
Careful.
Bye-bye.
Be careful.